Well, we could start with that shirt you have on. Obviously, a big milestone moment coming up here for Marky. What has he really meant to this club since he's arrived?
Yeah, he's meant a lot, not just on the ice, off the ice as well. We're so happy for him that he gets to reach this mile tonight. I think he's got a bunch of family coming in too, so very special, and obviously for all the guys. And I've only played with him for this year, but he already means a lot to us, and like I said, we love playing in front of him, and just an absolute great guy, so well deserved.
Can you appreciate what it means for a goalie to get to 500 games? You guys play every single night, goalies don't. Can you sort of understand the stigma?
Yeah, it's a lot of games. Obviously 500 as a goalie, incredible. This is the first time I've played a goalie that plays so many games, so new for me. I've had some guys that play a lot of games as players, but first time playing with a goalie to celebrate a milestone like that.
And you want a goalie like that behind you, particularly when you're playing a team like Carolina. What has made them so lethal that you guys have to kind of guard against?
Yeah, they just play a very simple, fast game, and they work hard. So everyone on the ice, you're going to get pressured. So it's up to us to be, first of all, you got to be ready for a game like that, against a team like that. You got to be ready physically, mentally. You got to be sharp. So the details are going to be really important in the battles, because, like I said, you're not going to have a lot of time because they pressure and work hard. So it's going to be on us to solve those problems and those confrontations that they're going to have all over the ice.
Thanks, Timo. Appreciate it.
Yep.
That's great. Start with your goaltender tonight, Marky playing his 500th career game. What has he meant to this club, and can you appreciate what a big moment that is for a goaltender to play 500 games?
First of all, he hasn't been here for a long time, but I think his impact he made so far here, as a guy, as a goaltender, it's been unbelievable. He's such a great guy, and I think he fits pretty well with this group of guys, and he brings a lot to the table. I think when we need him, he's there and he shows up, and and playing his 500th NHL game tonight. It's a big milestone. I don't think a lot of goalies, done that milestone. So it's probably going to be a very special night for him. It's cool that we can, share this moment with him as a team, and we're all excited for him and happy for him.
What is he like off the ice? And you talk about the impact, particularly on the ice, but he seems like a very intense kind of guy. But I imagine he also has that looser side that works well in this.
Yeah, he's a big sleeper. So on the plane, he sleeps a lot. But no, I think as a guy, he's just very easygoing. Swedish mentality, very laid back, and but when it counts, he can turn it on and be here and shows up, and I think he has a very, very good mix, and I think as a professional athlete, it's good to have both, and I think he's an awesome guy. Yeah.
You've played a lot of minutes, and you and Johnny have really been a very solid pairing throughout this beginning of the season. What do you think has made you guys so effective together?
I think we just keep it simple. We don't try to do any fancy stuff. We follow a game plan. We transition quick, and I think that kind of all it needs. And I think in the D zone we're both on the same page. We kind of play this similar style, and I think in the O zone as well. We if they need us, we can put something on the table as well, and it's been fun so far with Johnny. I think he thinks the same way as well. It's a pleasure to play with him.
And against Carolina, who have a lot of firepower, they're really committed to what Rod is asking of them. How important is that simplification of the game for you guys tonight, not just as a defensive pairing, but as a whole?
Yeah, it's going to be big keys. I think we went over it this morning. we want to get out as quick as possible. It doesn't have to be pretty all the time. At the end, all it matters it's to get out of the D zone, get through the neutral zone, and go on the attack. And I think that's our, or should be our main focus tonight. Just to kind of take care of the puck, don't throw it away, or don't panic. And I think they're very good at forechecking and putting pressure on us. But I think if we stay poised and kind of play our game, or play the game we went over this morning, it should work out. And I think it's all mindset, how we go into this game today. And we just gotta go out there and execute and play our game.
Thanks, Siegs. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sheldon, a change this morning when I was just taking a look at those line rushes with Shane potentially going in tonight. Would that be correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And what do you know about him that he can sort of bring to balancing out that fourth line for you?
Speed, energy, versatility, defensive utility. We expect to be a fast-paced game here today, so his legs they can help us.
Seeing Jacob play potentially his 500th career game tonight, I'm assuming he's in. Can you appreciate how big of a number that is for a goaltender in this league?
Probably not, because I don't have a lot of context on the goaltenders. But 500 seems. It's a lot. It's a great accomplishment. I know he's a guy that spent time in the minors and all these kind of things. But it's a big day for him. The guys are happy for him to help him celebrate it. And he's been so good for us both on and off the ice in the early going here. So I know we're all happy that we get to celebrate it with him.
I think I was just talking to Jonas, and he was saying, the key tonight is really for us to keep our game as simple as possible against a team like Carolina. Would you agree like that of that? And how important will that be for your group?
Well, there is some simplicity to it. However, if you don't solve some problems that they present with how tight they are on top of you and how they clog the neutral zone, if you're not unable to solve that, then it can be greatly problematic. There is some simplicity and some speed required to help us get our game up and going. But there'll also be times when we got to utilize our skill and some intelligence to manage the puck well and find our way through some pressure.
Sheldon, how are the Canes maybe different from how Florida plays? There's some of that hardness, but there's also that speed, and I guess you could put Tampa in that mix as well. What makes them so difficult, the Canes? I think
they're similar in nature to those teams that you described. All elite in their own way, but definitely similarities. With how they play and how the game is. And I guess the biggest similarity would just be the time and space that you lack. The pressure is there. They're tight. They're on top of you. So, like I said, those are the things that you have to sort of solve, and then they make it hard to get to their net. And that's what good teams do. So you've got to capitalize on the chances that you do get, and look to do the things that you can to create more. While also making sure you limit what you give up, because for everything that you give up, it's that much harder to make up for it.
What's the challenge for the forwards, D2? But you talked about they clog the neutral zone. They make it very hard to get into your offensive zone. So what is this? How do you do that? And does that counter a little bit to what a player's intuition might be, which is what makes it so hard?
Well, you got to create some space and some speed. So that's a big part of it. So whether it's speed with the puck or speed off the puck, to create some space, you want to let the puck do the work as best you can. We talked about some of these things here this morning. That's really the difficult part about it is sometimes you got to go really, really fast and charge your way through it. And then sometimes, you've got to be organized and go a little bit slower and be a little more methodical about it. So that's really the game within the game, and those are challenging things, to make the right decision at the right time. But that'll be it for today. But we also just got to play our game too. It's a very good team, but we think we're a good team as well. We We're coming off games against very good teams that we've managed well, and that was a good step for our team, certainly down in South Florida. So now let's bring that mentality here on home ice and meet this challenge.
Where are Luke and Pesh right now after being reinserted into the lineup? What have you seen from them? Are they still a little ways away before 100%, or what do you, when you watch them play?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd say they're 100% here quite yet, both in their game and probably their fitness and such. Pesci, of course, as you saw, missed a practice this week, so he's still kind of working his way through some things. But in particular with Luke, I think he's started to really kind of push things offensively here now and create a little bit more. He's more involved in generating scoring chances for us, while still not sacrificing on the defensive side. And I think that foundation there defensively has been really good. Pesh has helped him a great deal. So those guys have been consistently good for us, I think, defensively. We need them to help create a little more on offense for us. And Luke has certainly started to help with that and has the ability to do so. I think the more comfortable that he gets, he'll pick his spots even better, and that will help us greatly in terms of generating a little bit more from our back end.
Sheldon, Shane Bowers is one of those extra players you got to bring with you to Prague. How much do you think that time, both practicing and getting to be with the team more, maybe helps him insert quickly as a call-up in the lineup?
Yeah, you're hopeful that it helps for sure. That's part of the reason why you bring those guys just to be around the team and have a little more practice time and opportunity to hear your voice and hear your messaging. So that's a big part of it, for sure. And, it makes them comfortable with their teammates and the teammates comfortable with them. So all of that is very helpful for sure. I think it makes them, jump right in when they get here. And both Bowers and Foot, I think, have had a good couple of days of practice. And Bowers will get his chance today. Footer will be patient and wait for his opportunity and be available and warm up here today, and it's good to have them around.
Getting back to the offense from the defense, you wanted to establish a defensive presence for the team. That's the foundation. Have you noticed, though, with the defense not scoring as much, that teams are coming down a little deeper to clog up in front of the net? Have you seen any?
I don't see that quite as much. I think that's just kind of the way the game is played. The days of defensemen ripping in shots from the blue line are pretty much extinct in our league. It's pretty rare, unless it goes off of something and in. Generally, where you see defensemen scoring in today's game, they're active in the rush. They're the fourth man in the rush. They're up and getting they're getting shots that forwards typically would take, or they're joining in the offensive zone and taking shots that forwards would take. So that to me is where I think now that we've got our defensive structure in mind, the guys know how we want to play, I think we can start to push it a little bit more in terms of putting our defense in those spots to contribute on offense. The shots from the blue line and all that stuff, those are great, and those can generate some things for us, but there's a small group of defensemen that are scoring from those areas in the league with any level of consistency. It's more about the other areas of the ice that we can get them to where they can get better shots.
You guys have been on the road a lot the past couple weeks, the 3 games in Canada and then the 3 games down in Florida. But this next 7-game stretch, you got 4 Metro Division teams. How crucial is it to have a good start against Carolina and kind of see where you guys are at within the division this next couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's important. We've talked about it. It's we're through 20 games here now, and the standings and such are starting to to take form and have a little more substance to them. So you kind of have a feel for where you're at, and we like a lot of things that we've done, particularly the last 10 games, but we still sit here 4th in our division. Like, that's not good enough. So it just so happens we've got 3 teams ahead of us playing 700 or better hockey. So the standard is very high in the division, and with that being the case, you've got to take advantage of the head-to-head matchups, and not just those, but every game and every point is very important. But certainly we want to meet the challenge here, and try to get some points back and gain some ground within a very competitive and difficult division.